There's a reason our guy Paul Pierce earned the nickname The Truth. So, Paul, did you see a moment of truth in last night's game?
I absolutely saw a moment of truth, Joy, and it came in the name of Big Body Brunson is what they call him. Coming off here off the one-on-one with the game on the line. Look at this separation. There's 11 feet between him and his man. With the game on the line, and he just knocks down the three. It reminds me of myself. I've done this so many occasions where I've gotten to the space and came down and hit the game-winning shot. This right here, to hit the three, to close out the series by Big Body Brunson on the road in Detroit. Come on, man. Come on. You got to give me better defense than that. You got to give me better defense than that. And he was also named Clutch Player of the Year. Hats off. And my clutch moment of truth by Big Body Brunson.
Yeah, he was spectacular. He really is very clutch.
Man.
What's a better feeling, hitting a big three like that or posterizing someone?
Well, I didn't have much in the posteration category, so maybe just hit these game winners.
What was your most memorable posteration?
My most memorable posteration? Man, you know, I got one on LeBron. I got one on him. I got one on, man, I don't know. It's so many.
I don't have that many in the posteration. I have so many I can't remember. Oh, my God.
We have to dig some video of that up. Rick, should Paul be concerned, should the Celtics be concerned about facing... no, for real. Should they be concerned about facing Jalen Brunson?
Well, hold on. National television viewers, gear up for this answer. Put your seatbelt on.
No, they should not.
Come to my house tomorrow. I'm giving out hot take classes.
What do you mean, no? You don't think they should be concerned about slowing down?
Not even for a second, because they can't. They won't slow him down.
They won't slow who down?
They won't slow Jalen Brunson down. And it's not going to matter, because they couldn't slow him down during the regular season.
What did he average?
Dude averaged like 28 points a game.
Okay.
He was shooting like 50% overall, 40% plus from three. Like, he got it done. And still, the Celtics won by almost 20 a game, and we're 4-0. So it's like Brunson's going to do Brunson things, but it's not going to be enough because the rest of the matchups tilt in the favor of the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, but Paul can sleep good. You know what I'm saying? He can sleep good for the duration of the series against them. But they
you think it's going to be a short series?
I feel like it might go. I feel like it might go like 5-6.
Boston against New York is the same as Minnesota against the Lakers.
That's fine.
Right?
That's fine.
It's just a matter of how long Boston wants the series to
play around with. They got so many different bodies they could throw at him, and as I'm always told, which is true, what you do in the regular season ain't the same in the postseason. It's just totally different. And they got so many different bodies. They could just, Drew, you want this right now? Tatum, I'll tell you what, Tatum, I just want you to just give me some length and get Brown, take care of that for me. Oh, White, you tired? Okay, hold on.
Get him.
I want you to get him anyway. You just got so many different bodies they can throw at him. Oh, Al, you want to go step out on the perimeter with him? You can feel
right. I mean, he going to get his numbers.
He'll get his numbers.
Listen.
But still.
Joy, Key, Rick, we're not worried about this little Nick energy. You know what I'm saying? We just not worried about it. We're not worried about that. I'm just saying. We're just not worried about that. You know what I'm saying? It's them the Knicks.
You are a sneaky dude, Paul Pierce.
Get them Knicks.
Watch your phone.
Get them Nets, them Knicks. Get them up out of here.
If you break his phone, you'll know because he'll go crazy.
Well, he has some backups.
He got some backups.
You're not concerned at all?
Not concerned at all. We dominated them during the season, undefeated. They don't play well against none of the great teams. Versus all the top 5 teams with the highest records in the league, East and Western Conference, they haven't won a game. They don't have depth. They're going to get ran into the ground. They don't have the size. And saying all of that, Joy, Celtics in 5.
Well, speaking of the Celtics, news broke this week that Boston's reportedly looking to make some changes to the roster this offseason. The changes are tied to a projected league record $500 million salary bill for next season. The Celtics are looking to repeat as champions this year, with 5 scheduled to make $28 million or more next year. It's quite the bill. So is this the Celtics' last dance, Key?
No, not at all. Whenever you get new owners, people tend to think that they're going to come in and, touch something that they shouldn't be touching instead of just leaving it on autopilot and allowing it to do great things. And that is true with bad teams. However, this team is poised to make a run this year and win a championship. And if you decide that you're getting ready to break up, the opportunity to three-peat would be utterly ridiculous.
With $500 million?
It doesn't matter, because if you three-peat, and not even three-peat, if you win the championship on a back-to-back situation, you may not make, I'm just going to use a small number, $100. You may only make $40. But that $40 in that net revenue, because you're paying all these luxury taxes and and paying players, it may be less than that 100, but it beats the 0, and you got an opportunity to three-peat. You have an opportunity to three-peat. Why would you touch it? It's all about the money with these billionaires. They want to make money and they want to win championships. So why give up the opportunity to three-peat and win championships? For what reason?
I know I'm only here for my looks. That math was
I needed some yard and some push pins.
I just said $100 to use it light. Okay? I didn't want to go into millions and it's $100.
Me and Rick are just up here being pretty. Can you explain that to me, Rick?
Explain it. They take you rather make money and beat the 0 than make nothing at all. So why would you do that? Because if you all of a sudden blow up this team, you ain't gonna get to the three-peat.
You teach this in your class?
Yeah.
Mr. Paul?
He'd get an A from Paul.
You know my class.
So, no, but I'm serious though. Owners want to make money and they want to win.
Yeah. That's Paul.
Yes.
Makes
Can we stop with we got to throw this narrative out the window now. This is not the Celtics' last dance. Don't try to break us up now. We're not going nowhere. We got new ownership, yes. Actually, you got to understand, our new owner's from Boston.
Yeah.
So he's a fan of the city. He's a fan of the team. Like, why would he want to do something like that? He wants to win. Just as like Wick Grossbeck, he's from the city, wanted to win, and that's the beauty of it. So all this last dance stuff and all this payroll, listen, they just paid $6 billion for the team. What's $500 million to $6 billion? What y'all talking about right now?
Still
y'all talking about right now?
I don't, look, Last Dance is a little dramatic. I mean,
dramatic. Tell them, Joy.
Well, I mean, I'm going to associate Last Dance with, like, the Chicago Bulls and not, they still have to
for sure
repeat.
Talk about it.
But I also don't look at it, like, if they lose a player or two or move some things around, as long as your core remains the same, that's not blowing it up. No. Championship teams have different rosters year to year. Very rarely is every single person coming back. And that's what's so impressive about dynasties, is look at the different starting lineups that Steph Curry has had.
Yep.
Like, that is what's impressive, is that the core remains there and you continue to win, even though you have different role players, you may have different starters, guys get old, guys get injured, guys get too expensive. So I don't necessarily look at it as like breaking you up.
Yeah.
This is what happens. This is how it goes. If they just write a blank check, like, good for them, maybe, if they repeat. Because if you don't repeat, maybe you don't want to pay everybody.
But if they don't repeat, maybe they don't want to pay everybody.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't repeat, then there might be some changes.
Everybody is under contract for the next couple of years, Keith.
Right.
So what's the point?
Well, you could trade some of those pieces out and get something else back. What I'm curious about is if this story came out or this idea came out after whatever happens the remainder of the season.
Then that's a different conversation.
I would understand it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it raises the question, why are we hearing about this now? We do have new ownership. We do have new ownership coming in. Are they no. Do you have new ownership that is looking at this and saying, there's two ways to look at that. I just spent $6 billion and what's another $500 million, or it's I just spent $6 billion. I don't know that I want to spend another $500 million.
So then you probably don't want to win. You probably don't want to three-peat. If that's the case.
If I spend $6 billion on something, what you think I got?
You probably got another
What's a goon
8,
to a god?
9, maybe 10.
Right. What you think I got?
But besides the money, though,
Depends on how you paid for it.
But you got to think about the 3-piece, though. That's the
They have to
important
get
part.
there first.
Yes,
I'm
but that's my
assuming
thing.
they're going to get there. I'm assuming that they win a championship this year. This is what I'm assuming. I'm betting with the Lakers out now that the Celtics are going to win the championship. What you laughing at, man?
With the fakers out, what?
Yeah,
No, but I'm assuming
that was the stumbling block.
they win the championship, though, Joy. If they win the championship,
Yeah, they win the championship. Right,
you're
whatever
looking at it
check
as
you
a
need to write,
3-peat.
but-
Why would I want to touch it when I got everybody under contract?
Well, you may.
Paul, the Boston Celtics right now are going, whew, God, those Lakers aren't in the
No, it's not about the Celtics and the Lakers. It's just about the Lakers. I'm going to always go for them in certain situations, especially against the Celtics. And I think everybody in the NBA circles would have loved to have seen,
Yes.
whether they would have broomed us or not, the Lakers and the Celtics.
What y'all doing tonight?
I don't really know, man. I think Brian might be on vacation.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.